fairies, it's your girl Brianna. That sounded kind of weird, like I'm gangsta or something. I don't know. So today I am coming to you from outside, mostly because my parents' house is a mess and I couldn't find a good spot to film where the background would be clear enough. And I'm currently in the process of trying to clean up my old bedroom here because it's full of a whole bunch of little kid stuff, which I don't need anymore, but you know. And don't worry, I didn't cut my hair. This is just a fun little wig thing. Well, it's more of like a clip-on piece. That's why I have this headband here to cover up the clip-on piece. But it's super cute and kind of gives me a different bouncy little look. But anywho, on to today's craft. So we are actually going to be making a quick and easy fairy house using supplies that you can find at the dollar store. And then of course you'll have to get a few things from Michael's or your local craft store. Okay, let's go on to the craft. Okay, so for starters, you're gonna need to choose out the base of your fairy house. And I used 3 different things. One was an old wee container, which you can get wee yogurt at pretty much any grocery store. They're delicious, highly recommend. And this is a super cheap way to do it. Or the other option is to get, I actually had to look up what these things were called, ceramic fragrance warmers from the dollar store. And they have cute little openings and it makes a perfect little fairy house base. And then I bought these small little bowls also from the dollar store. They come in a pack of 4 for $1. So it's such a bargain. You can make like 4 houses using it. And then you're gonna need some ceramic paint that can be used on glass and I think metal and some other things. You can't use normal paint. I can't stress that enough because it will not stay on. Real quick, I'm just going to show you the different samples. So this is the white base ceramic warmer with, of course, topped with the bowl. And then this is the wee container, which I painted the whole inside white. Very mushroom-like. Great if you want it as like a little jewelry container or something like that. So for the actual craft, you're going to go ahead and give yourself a nice squirt of your white ceramic paint. And we're going to go ahead and paint on those mushroom dots. So this is kind of like Mario themed mushroom sort of thing. So white spots with a solid color. And essentially you want to just paint these dots in random spots in different sizes. Go crazy. And then once you have this painted, you're going to let it dry, and then you'll paint the second coat later. I would highly suggest to paint on the interior of the bowl just because it can easily get scratched and that paint can just scuff right off. If it's on the inside of the bowl, it just makes it a lot harder because it's facing down. So this paint comes off pretty easily while you're working with it. So if you mess up, it's easy to fix. Just wipe it off and start over. But this also means doing multiple coats. You have to actually wait for it to dry to apply the second coat. Moving on, we are going to take our green base piece. When you hit the dollar store, you can get many different colors and shapes and sizes of these ceramic bases. So I'm going with this green one, which kind of had a vine design on the side. So I decided I'm going to paint white, blue, and pink flowers on the side to kind of give it a little flair. Once again, you want to make sure that you're using ceramic paint. So I'm using a little bit of just regular acrylic paint because I didn't have any pink. I don't think it worked the best. Like, I think it'll last for a decent amount of time, but I kind of just wanted to do these certain colors So we're just gonna deal with it, but if you do this craft, please don't use acrylics, use ceramic paint so you don't have to like do it over and over again. The flower shape is pretty basic and easy. It's essentially 4 to 5 little dots just in a circular motion, kind of where the center of the flower would be. You can either leave a gap or fill it in depending on what style you have, and you just do it with all 3 colors all over in random places. Guys, low-key, whenever I see the colors pink and green together, all I can think is Wicked. Pink goes good with green! And it just makes me so happy. It's fine. I'm not like obsessed with Wizard of Oz or Wicked or anything. I'm not, I promise. Since we now have all of our little dainty flowers painted on our base, we're going to go back to the mushroom top because this should be dry by this point, and go ahead and paint that whatever color you chose. I decided to go with a light pink to match the flowers. I could have also gone with blue, but I already have a blue mushroom, so I wanted a pink one. Then we're going to gather all of our pieces, which for this particular house is the 2 ceramic pieces, and you're going to grab your glue, which you can either use the same glue I'm using or you can use hot glue. Definitely for gluing down the 2 ceramic pieces, I'd highly suggest to use the glue that I'm using, but for the glass part, I think I've found that hot glue in the past has worked better for that. Don't know why, maybe it's something about glass, but definitely for the ceramic, this will stay together really well. I believe you have to let it sit for about 4 hours, and I would also recommend to put something heavy on top of it, like a textbook, or just a big old heavy book. And you glue it, and then you're pretty much done. Later I added like 3 little fake flowers that you can also find at a dollar store, or Michael's. And I just used hot glue to put that on. And you're pretty much done, and you kind of do the same step for the wee container and the other ceramic thing. I keep forgetting what they're called. You just glue the mushroom tops on them, and yeah, you got yourself a fairy house. And they're very cute. Yeah, and here's me just showing you the other different fairy houses that I've made and showing you that you just glue. And I'm not actually putting glue on there because I didn't want to ruin mine, because I wanted it to be open and closed, because that's where I store my little gnomes. It's their gnome home.
If you liked this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. What else was I gonna say? Oh, also, thanks so much for all of you who have already subscribed. I now have 50 subscribers, plus maybe a few that have subscribed since I made this video. But I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is a big deal to me. Us small YouTubers, you know, every little subscribe counts, and I just wanted to thank you all for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed this craft. I hope it's a great little add-on to your room or your outdoor garden. Leave me a comment if you have any comments, questions, concerns. I respond back to all of the comments that are left. Thanks again. This is Brianna, signing off.